Okay, right now we're going to talk about the Holocaust, and I'm going to have you listen to a brief audio clip here. Hopefully this will work out the way I want it to. If you'll give me a second, we'll get it started.
Mira Ritsky was born in 1923 to a middle-class Jewish family in Danzig, Poland, a port on the Baltic Sea. After World War II broke out in September 1939, the Nazis expelled Danzig's Jews to Warsaw, where they were forced to live in deplorable conditions in a special area known as the Warsaw Ghetto. In 1943, the Nazis emptied the Warsaw Ghetto. The Ritskys had to ride for 3 days in a suffocating cattle car headed for Auschwitz, the infamous Nazi death camp, and its neighboring camp of Birkenau. After arriving at the camps, the terrified newcomers learned that a selection was to take place. When 20-year-old Mira asked what the selection was for, an old-time prisoner pointed to chimneys on top of a building and replied, "Selected for the gas chambers to go up and smoke." Mira later wrote, "We were told by the old-timers to try to look strong, healthy, and to walk in an upright position when our turn came. Because the women I was with were young, only a few were taken out. Their numbers, tattooed on their left arms, were written down by the SS, and after a few days during roll call, their tattoo numbers were called out, and these women were marched to the gas chamber."
Okay, so just a quick story there about that. How very sad state of affairs that happened that the Germans started quickly. Okay, so with that Nazi persecution of the Jews, the Nazis killed nearly 6 million people of Jewish descent and millions of other people during the Holocaust. Okay, it wasn't just the Jewish people; it was also the Slavics. The Gypsies were not liked very well. Okay, so the Hebrew term for the Nazi campaign to exterminate the Jews before and during World War II is called the Shoah. Nazis persecuted anyone who opposed them, as well as the disabled, the Gypsies, homosexuals, and Slavic peoples. Okay. The Nazis' strongest hatred was aimed at all the Jews, though. In September 1935, they passed the Nuremberg Laws, which took citizenship away from Jewish Germans and banned marriage between Jews and other Germans. The German Jews were deprived of many rights that citizens of Germany had long held. And by 1936, at least half of Germany's Jews were jobless or unemployed. So anti-Jewish violence erupts throughout Germany and Austria on November 9th, 1938, and this was known as the Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass. 90 Jews died. Hundreds were badly injured, and thousands of Jewish businesses were destroyed, and over 180 synagogues were wrecked. Between 1933 and the beginning of World War II in 1939, about 350,000 Jews escaped Nazi-controlled Germany. Many of them immigrated to the United States. Millions of Jews remained trapped in Nazi-dominated Europe because they could not get visas to the United States or to other countries. Okay, so Hitler institutes the final solution. On January 20th, 1942, Nazi leaders met at the Wannsee Conference to decide the final solution of the Jews and other undesirables, as they put it. The plan was to round up Jews and other undesirables from Nazi-controlled Europe and take them to concentration camps, which were detention centers where healthy individuals worked as slave laborers. The elderly, the sick, and the young children were sent to extermination camps to be killed in large gas chambers. After World War II began, Nazis built concentration camps throughout all of Europe. Extermination camps were built in many concentration camps, mostly in Poland, and thousands of people were killed each day at these camps. In only a few years, Jewish culture had been virtually obliterated by the Nazis in the lands they conquered. Okay, and we'll talk more in class about the Nazi Germany and the final solution with the Jews, the Jewish people, and other undesirables, as they put them. Now, that concludes our quick little discussion there on that. Take your Edmodo quiz, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you.